All right, welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. In the most recent incident from Vadodara, a woman was killed and 7 others were injured after a speeding car crashed into 3 two-wheelers and passerbys. The main accused in the Vadodara road accident has claimed that he was not over-speeding and that the airbag of his car opened suddenly, causing the accident. Chaurasia, who originally hails from Varanasi, is in Uttar Pradesh. Is a law student and lives in a PG accommodation in Vadodara. The deceased has been identified as Himali Patel, who was riding a scooter when she was hit. In fact, we'll talk about this with my colleague who will be joining us from Vadodara. And some breaking news also coming in. Nabiro Rakshit, who crushed 7 people, has been sent on a one-day remand, and the accused spent the whole night in police custody after getting drunk in Vadodara. The incident will be re-examined today, and the court gave the accused one-day remand, is what we are learning. Girish, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Girish, क्या सच्चाई है इस पूरे मामले में? कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं, चश्मदीद कह रहे हैं कि पॉट होल्स की वजह से ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ, पर सोशल मीडिया पे ये क्लिप वायरल है जहां पर जो आरोपी है वो कार से निकलने के बाद कुछ घोषणाएं कर रहा है, कुछ चिल्ला रहा है, जिससे साफ पता लगता है कि उसको किसी भी बात का गिला नहीं है, कोई रिमोर्स नहीं है।
नहीं, मैं आपको बता दूं कि बड़ौदा जिसको एक संस्कारी नगरी माना जाता है, लेकिन अगर बात की जाए तो जो कल रात की जो घटना है वो बहुत सेंसिबल घटना है, क्योंकि बात की जाए तो जो युवक था वो नशे में था, नशे में उसने कुछ अल्कोहल लिया था, वो पता नहीं, अभी तक पुलिस नहीं कह पा रही कि उसने क्या लिया था। और दूसरी बात कि युवक ये बता रहा है कि मेरी जो कार की स्पीड थी वो स्पीड 50 से ज्यादा नहीं थी, लेकिन फॉरेंसिक लेबोरेटरी का भी रिपोर्ट नहीं आया है। डेप्यूटी कमिश्नर का भी ये कहना है कि अभी रिपोर्ट आने के बाद ही हम बता पाएंगे कि स्पीड कितनी थी। और खास अहम बात की जाए तो एक महिला की घटनास्थल पे वहां पे मौत हो गई थी, उनका जो हस्बैंड है वो भी अभी आईसीयू में है।
All right, let's talk about this. We have some guests who are also joining us on the broadcast. Advocate Ashwini Dubey, Supreme Court lawyer, is joining us on the show. Ashwini, I'm going to begin with you. Well, Ashwini, you've seen the kind of accident this was on social media. From what I recall, this drunk man, this drunk individual ran over these people, pulled his car in the middle of the road, came out gloating and shouting once more, while his friend, who was shocked at his behavior, ran out of the vehicle pointing towards the fact that he was the co-passenger and not the driver of the car. It seems very, very clear that this person was responsible for it and he did it, or in fact made a sport out of it. Ashwini?
Yes, Vineet bhai, this incident is definitely very, very sad incident, and the one person has died and 7 have been injured. And the other thing is that he does not have any remorse. He came out, shouted some slogans, which shows that he did it. He does not made it by mistake, and it was knowingly done. And that is why he was saying once more. Now, point number 2, what the possible proximate the excuses are being taken, that is always the accused takes it. The question here is the state where liquor is banned, the state where drink driving, and that too sell, purchase, having, consuming liquor is banned in that state. Where was the police? Third is, if it is the potholes or whatever it is, where was the occasion for driving a vehicle in a situation and in a city for having in a speeding vehicle? Number 4, when knowingly we often discuss that these kind of cases like Pune case we have seen, Salman Khan's case have seen, number of Delhi's case we have seen, that people are dying on roads. Why? There was no adequate arrangement to and the check post by the police that how the vehicle is being driven. Fourth most thing is the owner of the vehicle and his son who was sitting next to him. That person, under what capacity the vehicle was given to him. The death as a result of carelessness, of course, it's a criminal negligence. It's a negligence which invites the death caused by it's not the rash and negligent driving and that the death. it is a case where voluntarily he has hurt someone, and that too it amounts to culpable homicide. Section 106 of BNS, which was earlier 304A, BNS has categorically made a categorical provision that if someone kills somebody, the punishment is 5 years to 10 years. So under what provisions the police has charged? This is one. And the second, what are the, where from he has got the liquor? Third, when he consumed it and how he got the possession of the vehicle. These are the questions which must be looked into. But this must be reached to the logical end, Vinod bhai. Otherwise, every day we would be discussing it. Every day these things will be happening. And in India, you see, if we see the statistics starting from 2010 till 2024, we have seen the lakhs of people have died either by their own mistakes or by the people who have killed them. So now there is a need to implement these laws and take it to the logical end. What has happened in Pune case, we don't know what is the fate as of now, whether this man has been released or not. And if we see the provisions of Indian Penal Code, which was existing earlier, 304A, that was the bailable offense. Now here also it is a bailable offense, though the punishment is 5 years, 5 to 10 years. But that is making it a bailable offense also gives a clear passage to the criminals or to those who kill the innocent people who are on the roads, that they can get an easy bail from the police station. So there is a need to have a law where the accused person commit this kind of offense, they should not be even be released on bail earlier, so that they should, message should go to the society and people can write what was the fault of those 7 who have been injured. That is the case, Vinit bhai, which must be looked into, and it is police must take it to the logical end in a time frame manner. Over to you,
Ashwini. What do you think happens in such case? You know, we had something similar happen in New Delhi also, Ashwini, if you remember, a few decades ago, with the Nanda case, in which there were a few policemen who were mowed down. A few of them died also. That case went on for years. And this was, they were no ordinary citizens. They were policemen who were in fact mowed down by that BMW. And that case took ages to fructify. What recourse does the common man have over here, Ashwini?
Vinit bhai, we have seen that over the time period, these cases, when the media attend, people like you, the journalists who are committed to raise the cause, the public issues, if it is going, if you are raising this issue, that is why it is being discussed. Otherwise, it would not discuss. People die every day. What happens? The judicial process is so lengthy, so long and time-taking, that people forget, number one. Number two, the witnesses. Number three, criminal matters, in the criminal jurisprudence, the each and every second is very much important. The collection of the evidence, producing it to the court, then the proving of those evidences. These are the things, and that to the judicial appeal, judicial review is available. We have seen in Nirbhaya case also. We have seen BMW Nanda case also. What has happened ultimately? That was the witnesses could not come, witnesses could not depose, and we have seen hit and Salman Khan hit and run case also. All the witnesses, one to the other, they died. What was the mysterious things, situations that we do not know? But the thing is, the speedy trial, the fair trial in a time-bound manner, and messages conveyed in the society, then only we can prevent these kind of incidents. Otherwise, these things will keep happening and we would be discussing. And as a sincere journalist like you will raise the issue. Otherwise, people do not have time to raise, because every day new things happen. We have such a huge country, big country, 140 crores people, and accidents happen every day. Accidents, but to prevent those accidents, it's not only the making the law. BRS has come with the 106 was brought into the BRS that you have to take care if somebody is, you have made some accidents, then you have to take to the nearest police station, hospital. But that would only be possible to, in real manner, practice, propagate, preach that when the person is accountable, and accountability comes with responsibility. Responsibility comes, we have a fear of the law and deterrent punishment that is required. And the judicial process is so lengthy कि कुछ होता ही नहीं है. That is what the Vinit bhai is needed in this, that the BNS provisions should be applicable, but at the same time it should taken to the logical end as soon as possible, so that it can be, people can come to know कि भैया अगर ऐसा एक्सीडेंट होता है तो they should be held accountable और punishment भी होगा. नहीं तो होता क्या है, लंबे समय के बाद तो छूट ही जाते हैं लोग.
That means a lot. That resonates deeply, folks, because Ashwini himself is a very prominent lawyer, and he understands that besides the deferred toll that this procedure brings, there is also the fact that justice is obviously denied because of the lengthiness of these cases. Well, we have some breaking news also coming in. Mr. Chaurasia was driving a Volkswagen black car, is what we have been told, and as per the preliminary investigation, he's originally from Varanasi and he studies in the Faculty of Law at MS University in Vadodara. His friend who was in the car at the time of the accident has been identified as Meet Chauhan. Notably, Chauhan owned the car. He managed to flee from the spot and the police launched a manhunt operation to nab his friend. Girish, my colleague, is with us on the broadcast to give us details about that. Girish, जो आरोपी के साथ जो को पैसेंजर थे उनको लेकर अभी क्या जानकारी मिल सकती है? क्या वो हाथ में आए हैं कि नहीं?
जी, मैं आपको बता दूं कि पुलिस उनकी भी अभी हाल फिलहाल जुड़े में लगी है, क्योंकि जो आरोपी साथ में बैठा था उनको लगा कि नहीं ये जो रक्षित ने किया है वो गलत है, और तुरंत वो गाड़ी से बाहर निकल जाता है और वो बोलता है कि नहीं मैं जा रहा हूँ। लेकिन पुलिस भी अभी उसको ढूंढने में जुड़ी लगी है। पुलिस को पता है कि शाम तक हम उसको अरेस्ट किसी भी तरह से कर लेंगे, क्योंकि ऊपर से भी बहुत बड़ा प्रेशर है। जो बड़ौदा बोलते हैं, जो संस्कारी नगरी बोलते हैं, वैसे तो यहाँ पे अगर माना जाए गुजरात में कुछ बेन नहीं है। क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि ये लड़के ने बताया जा रहा है कि शराब है, लेकिन कुछ अल्कोहल यानी कुछ ड्रग्स ली थी, ऐसा कुछ संदिग्ध दिखा है। पुलिस जांच कर रही है कि आगे इससे क्या जुड़ पाएगा, क्योंकि उसके जो रिमांड है, रिमांड की बात भी की है, 7 दिनों की रिमांड की जो बात की है। लेकिन अब देखना ये है कि और कौन कौन सी कड़ियां जो नई अंदर से निकलती है।
Nirmal Kaur, former IPS, also joins us on the broadcast to talk about this. Nirmal Kaur ji, your assessment of what's happened over here. This person was obviously drunk. He came out of the car, started screaming. A few passerby and onlookers grabbed him, and obviously he was in a state where he perhaps knew what happened but did not acknowledge it, and it was all very clear that he was under the influence of something.
Definitely he was inebriated. Definitely it looks like the behavior post-accident, very unfortunate accident, and that too in a city like Baroda, in Vadodara, whatever. I mean, we think those citizens are the highest, model for civic sense. If you talk of civic sense of citizens of any town, I think the country's highest civic sense is amongst this. This is a university town and very educated people. They are very.
And ma'am, also let's not forget it's a dry city in a dry state.
Very dry state and a dry city. Maybe some other drugs he took, maybe alcohol. That police must have already gotten tests done and all. Blood tests plus breathalyzers plus whatever. But if you remember, so many times these blood tests are also fixed. That Pune case in some Porsche or some very rich guy was involved. Some jet set kind of people. I think very big builders. The doctors had given false, saying that there is no alcohol in his blood. That was hardly a year or 2-year-old case, which it came out in the media quite a bit. So there are so many levels where they can manage. So eventually the thing, I mean, though it should be sorted out very quickly and there should be an outer limit, all the investigation done and multi-pronged, all the facets of the case should be seen. Who was there, in what circumstances the car was given, what was he taking, where is the network in the hostel or wherever he was drinking or taking some other drugs. And these innocent people driving on the road, this girl is killed and her husband is in ICU, so many people are seriously injured. It's a very big thing and should be taken seriously and all thoroughly investigated, and most stringent punishment under the law should be awarded to him, which obviously is culpable homicide, and 10 years, not less than 10 years imprisonment should be granted to him. And that too, justice delayed is justice denied. Within a stipulated time frame, maybe 3 months, 6 months. If you take 10 years, he'll be out on bail within a month or so, at best 3 months, and then he'll fight it out. Purchase witnesses or do whatever our system operates.
Ma'am, how would you classify this case? Is this an extended or a more exaggerated version of some sort of a road rage, or this is drunk driving in plain sight, or do you think this is manslaughter? How do we classify this crime?
Holi bhang is very common. This was the Holi. Yesterday also was a kind of Holi. Today is also Holi, because yesterday was Purnima. Some people are celebrating today. So Holi, on the holy day, maybe he was drunk. He had bhang, or I mean, it's difficult to say unless the tests are done and investigation will reveal actually what he had taken. But definitely it is, like it's a free for all kind of a thing, that no laws are, if he's drunk or if he's had bhang or whatever, he could have easily stayed in his hostel. Where was the need for him to take a car and drive around the town, this revelry kind of a thing, and kill so many people and injure so many people in the process? So that means there's something lacking in our society, because I would never expect this kind of a thing to come out of Baroda University, where this person is a student, because that we regard it in very high.
All right,
esteem,
ma'am.
that
Let me
it's a
come
very
back to you. In fact, the police have also called Suresh Bharwar for questioning. Bharwar was with Meet and Rakshit before the incident happened. City Police Commissioner has said that the medical investigation would conclude which type of intoxicant the accused had consumed. Police also said that prima facie, it is understood that the students started their journey from the Uma Char Rasta. Police teams are in the field for questioning of those who were with them before the incident took place. Girish, my colleague, he is still with us on the broadcast. Girish, इस बात की भी एक तरह से छानबीन बहुत अनिवार्य होगी कि क्या इन्होंने शराब पी हुई थी, किस तरीके का नशा किया हुआ था इन्होंने?
जी मैं आपको बता दूं, पुलिस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में जहां तक बात की जाए तो तौर तरीके तो बताया नहीं है, लेकिन अगर कहीं ना कहीं बात की जाए तो इन लोगों ने शराब नहीं, लेकिन जो एमडी ड्रग्स बोलते हैं शायद उसका नशा किया है। वो पुलिस को संदिग्ध ऐसा लगता है, क्योंकि वो रात को कुछ बोल नहीं पाया था, लेकिन सुबह में उसने बोला कि सर क्या हुआ है, मुझे कुछ पता नहीं है, मुझे बहुत बड़ा अफसोस हो गया है। लेकिन अगर कहीं ना कहीं बात की जाए तो वो नशे में थे। शराब से भी ज्यादा बात की जाए तो गुजरात में अभी ड्रग्स का तो चलन चल रहा है। ड्रग्स शायद इसने ये एमडी ड्रग्स लिया, ऐसी कुछ जो बात है इन्वेस्टिगेशन में सामने कुछ आई है।
Mr. Alan Rao is also joining us. He's the former DCP of the Special Cell of Delhi Police. Mr. Rao, many cases like these have come to you and to the fore in the media as well. What is different about this case? According to me, it is something which exposes a number of problems in a number of areas. First of all, these people looked inebriated. In fact, they look completely drunk out of their minds in a state where alcohol is prohibited. And secondly, the video also shows their attitude. They don't seem to be very worried about the consequences of the lives that they have taken. That also shows you that there is no fear of law.
Yes, good evening to you all your viewers, and this is really a very sad and serious incident, and it apparently appears that the driver was in inebriated condition under some influence of some drug. Maybe that will reveal after the examination of the concerned person whether he was under influence of liquor or some other drug. That will be known. I think that might have been known to the police investigating this case. But this is a very serious matter. In such cases, particularly it seems that because of some holy festival yesterday, they might have taken this drug, and then this accident might have been taken. But the second thing, that the very important thing, that under BNS, there is a provision: if some accident has taken place, then the person should concerned who has committed an accident should inform the police. But after some time, some agitation, this provision was stayed for the time being. But that was a very good provision. When the accident took place, then the medical facility or the information to the police is must to be given. That will be having very positive aspect on the side of the criminal. But in this case, it does not seem to be. And the people must be appreciated who caught this person, and another person has absconded. That is also, the police is searching for him, and as and when he is available for investigation and interrogation, that actual thing will come to know that what was the actual situation. And this person who might have been arrested, he might have be telling lies to the police, but after confrontation with the other person, actual situation will be known to the police during investigation. And as Mr. Ashwini Dubey has rightly said, that this prolonged investigation and prolonged trial, that is more important, as fear of law vanishes from the mind of people, because they know that it will take a longer time, and after the trial, in this case, that there are provisions for appeal and review and everything up to Supreme Court, there are provisions. But this procedure of legal system needs to be reviewed so that the speedy trial and culmination of trial should be done. Not so many appeals are required, but our government is thinking about that also, because fear of law is only depending on the conviction rates. If the persons are convicted in such type of cases, then there will be definitely a long-lasting effect on the other people who are trying to drive these type of vehicles under influence of liquor. And no doubt in BNS there is a seriousness has been shown by the government that if some person is found driving a vehicle under influence of liquor or under influence of any drug, that the punishment is definitely increased from 2 years to some 5 years up to 10 years. But the investigation part and investigation of this case will reveal so many other things also, and that will be eye-opener for the public as well as to the police.
All right. Well, the Vadodara police told the court that further investigation was required to establish the events leading up to the crash and to determine whether Chaurasia was intentionally driving under the influence of intoxicants. The police are also investigating the relationship between Chaurasia and Pranshu Chauhan, the son of the vehicle's owner, who was in the car during the incident. Ashwini, my colleague and prominent lawyer, is with us on the broadcast still. Ashwini, of course, this is normal. You know, there is going to be an investigation. There is going to be an influx of queries towards the people who are attached to this case and the people connected to them. But the fact of the matter is that this is a wake-up call for the state at many levels. Prohibition is something that has also been discussed many a times, whether it is something that needs to be exercised, because people get their alcohol and other narcotics any which way. So this is not just about this accident anymore. This is also a greater issue, a deeper issue, which will come up.
Yes, Vinit bhai, the greater and deeper issue is definitely involved, not in this matter of the Pune Posh case, BMW Nanda case, Salman Khan hit and run case, Anjali's case, which happened in Delhi in 2024's New Year's midnight, 31st December's midnight. Vinit bhai, more influential the accused is, the less punishment is awarded. This is the common factor in our country. And second, more time taking the trial is, the lesser punishment the accused, the proximate link of the accused with the crime is, there are lesser chances for establishing. There are allegations in the FIR that Chaurasia was drunk and car was speeding. But look up, just after few hours, the way the defense had changed. Defense might be in that the lawyers they have to support their clients. Of course, it's not that. But there has to be some legality involved over the morality involved with the legality. One person has died, 7 have been injured. The person came out, did not remorse, and shouted some slogans, and shows that the way he was saying once more.
One more round.
It means he was having an intention to kill more people. It says that it's a culpable homicide. It's not ordinarily rash and negligent driving. It's not the case where airbag did not open. Airbag would have been suddenly opened. Airbag has a different symptoms altogether in different situations. Here the passerbys, the eyewitnesses says it was over speeding. Vehicle was he was driving in a rash and negligent way. He was drunk. And now Vinit bhai, the state duty lies on the state, duty lies on the parliamentarians, legislators, and the courts too, and people like us too, that these kind of incidents should be avoided. How that can be avoided? Multitasking, which is as of now is going on, Vinit bhai, talking and driving, mobile phone, and you see quite often we see on the roads that somebody is driving the vehicle on the one hand, and second hand he's operating the WhatsApp or video chat or whatever it is. Second, the monitoring system, the potential disturbances, implementing driver state monitoring camera systems everywhere. We are a country which is progressing like anything. We are in the digital era, and the police everywhere, in every checkpost police is there. These kind of incidents can be avoided. What happens when some incident happens, when these kind of incidents takes place, then when the media raises a voice, when the sensible, responsible journalists like you raise the voice in the national forum, then only we talk about that what is the pros and cons. And what would happen tomorrow, Vineet Bhai? What would happen tomorrow, we don't know. Because we will not see that what is happening inside the courtroom. And if judgment comes in a time-bound manner and is publicized everywhere, then the people who are involved in these kind of multitasking or जो गाड़ी चलाते हैं rash, negligent way में, who does the drunk driving, which is already prohibited, drunk driving prohibited, but despite that the lawbreakers are breaking it. So the abuse and misuse of the law must be restricted, must be looked into. Over to you, Vinit.
All right. Well, more breaking news coming in. Well, the deceased has been identified as Himali Patel, was a daughter-in-law of former MSU Polytechnic college teacher Deepak Sumant Lal Patel. Sources close to the family have confirmed the deceased woman's husband also suffered multiple injuries to his chest, head and shoulders and is currently in the ICU undergoing surgery. Meanwhile, netizens on social media have expressed outrage in the Vadodara hit-and-run case. The outrage comes after an interview of the accused Akshit Chaurasia, who in fact was screaming when he came out of the car. The accused, after the custody, made a statement explaining his version of the accident to a media outlet in the presence of police personnel. The accused expressed regret for the accident and termed it as an understatement. The accused said he wants to meet the family of the deceased and say sorry, which is of course not acceptable. Well, the CCTV footage of the fatal accident has also surfaced, in which the speeding car is seen hitting two scooters, knocking down the riders and dragging them along before coming to a halt. All right, Ashwini, right before we go, last question, make it a quick answer, Ashwini. Enough evidence for this accused to go to jail, but the fact of the matter is, will the law take its own sweet course, as has been expressed by you, which is a longer course, or do you think this qualifies as something which can be exemplified through a speedy trial?
It depends on the investigating agency to pray to the court that it is a rarest of, it may be in future rarest of the rare case, because as of now the evidences says the way he came out then and the way he did it, that was he not having remorse, of course shows that he did it voluntarily, he did knowingly, maybe under the influence of the liquor. So it depends on the prosecution, and the second duty lies on the court. It may be decided in a time-bound manner, but the fair trial and the speedy trial both must be looked into, because tomorrow if it comes to the appellate court see that whether he was given the fair trial. But fair trial in a time-bound manner and possible punishment will of course be treated, this will keep this matter as the rarest of the rare case. And if this happens, Vinit Bhai, we can avoid these kind of incidents in future. People will definitely learn a lesson.
All right, Ashwini, appreciate you joining us, and thanks to everyone who were a part of this conversation. We take a short break. We'll be right back.